Okay, so here's part 2 of the tools. And in this video, we're going to talk about list management and shopping carts. So I mentioned this in the prior video. It's horses for courses. There is no one solution that's going to work for everyone. And it's just, different tools have different strengths. Different tools are right for different, points in your business and in, your budget and the sophistication you need. Again, these tools just keep on getting better, but there's definitely no perfect tool, especially in this area. In the funnel pages and the page creation, those tools are more perfect than these tools are. And everyone is always looking for a better solution. Everyone's asking each other, who are you using for a mailing list host? Who are you using for a shopping cart? Who are you using for affiliate management? Everyone's always looking for a better solution. And moving solutions, moving to different tools is not a really pleasant thing, but it is doable. I have stuck with the tools that I've had for a very, very long time, but I do know other people that seems like every year they're switching to a new shopping cart. And again, they all have their own tutorials, so I'm not going to be giving you the step-by-step tutorials on how to use these things. It'd be a little silly for me to try to create. And these are all, as you're going to hear, some of them I recommend more highly than others. Some of them I have affiliate links for, and some I don't. So, in terms of list management, I love Aweber, or you can go to profollow.com. Long story short, I love Aweber so much I actually had them create a private label for me that's called profollow.com. Then after they kept on upgrading their service, I just had them sort of integrate profollow.com. So they are now identical services. There's no difference between them. If you go to profollow.com, I'll get a little affiliate commission. This is basically a tool that does one thing. It does one thing really, really well. It's where you host your list. It sends your emails out either as broadcast or as autoresponder messages. I've been using it for more than 10 years. It's a great service. The number one thing, there's lots of different things to think about when you're looking at a list host. But the number one thing is the deliverability, the ability for your email to land in someone's inbox instead of in their spam folder. And, it's a constant battle that all the list management services are always fighting to try to maintain their deliverability. And frankly, some do better than others. And, every one of them has challenges at times, but my experience, and from talking to a lot of friends of mine, that the best deliverability over time, Aweber is right up there at the top. They are it's a great tool. It's also fast. When you hit send in your emails, even for very, very large lists, the emails go out fast. Like if you build a list of tens of thousands of people, which I hope you do one day, or maybe you're already there, with some list hosts, it might take 4 hours or 6 hours to send that email. With Aweber, it takes minutes. And that's a beautiful thing because, like, if you're at the end of a launch and it's your last day and you're closing in a few hours, you want that email to go out right away. You don't want it to take 4 hours to go out. That would it wouldn't work. If you're sending an email that says we're closing in 3 hours and that email takes 6 hours to get out, not good. So I've been with Aweber for over a decade. I'm obviously a fan. You can get there at 6and7.com/Aweber. The nice thing about Aweber, it's only $20 a month to start. As your list grows, the price goes up as you start to add more and more people. But still, as your list grows, your ability to make money from it grows. So, it's never going to be a problem with Aweber's pricing to make more back than make 100 times more than you're spending with the service. So big fan of Aweber. MailChimp. A lot of people, I only put this in here because a lot of people ask about it. And I think one of the reasons they ask about it is because it's free to start with. You can build a small list there for free. So you can start there for free. I'm not a real big fan of MailChimp. Some people, they think it's easier to use. Frankly, I find the interface on Aweber easier to use, but maybe it's because I'm used to it. But the thing with MailChimp is they have a pretty restrictive terms of service, and they do not allow you to send out affiliate promotions. And even if you're not thinking about that you're going to send out affiliate promotions for other people, now that's fine, but what about 3 years from now? And, you started building your list at MailChimp, and, now you want to send out a promotion for someone, and you can't just because of their terms of service. I am not a huge fan of that. So this is one of those deals. I mean, I know a lot of people listening to this, you've probably already started building your list at MailChimp, and, that's fine. You can stay there for now, or you can move over to Aweber. Frankly, I would probably move over to Aweber if you've got the time and you're willing to put in the effort. But the thing is, if you're just starting out, you can look at it and say, well, MailChimp's free and Aweber's $20 a month. Well, if you start building any size of a list at all, then you're going to have to start paying at MailChimp. And so my advice is to start with the professional service right off the bat, and that's Aweber. And I'm not saying MailChimp's not a professional service. I'm just saying it's more restrictive in what you can do. So don't be, how's it, penny wise and pound foolish. Don't, just because it's going to cost you $20 a month for a few, you could get a free account at MailChimp for a few months until your list starts building up. That's not a great reason to start there, because the reality is moving list hosts is not a fun thing to do. It's a pretty significant thing to do. And, if a few years, a year from now, you've got 5,000 people on your list and it's cost you just as much at MailChimp as at Aweber. And frankly, I don't know if that's entirely true, but you'll certainly, by that time, you'll be paying for MailChimp. Dealing with their restrictive terms of service to me is not a good thing. So just start off in Aweber would be my advice. There's lots of other hosts, iContact, Constant Contact, and a bunch of others. A lot of those have less restrictive terms of service in terms of importing lists than Aweber. So they can be good if you've got a big list that you've built somewhere that you want to import. Importing that into Aweber can be a pain in the neck. I think in the long run it's probably worth it. But, a lot of times at iContact and Constant Contact, you can import those more easily. The downside is I think the deliverability in general for those services is not as high at Aweber. And one of the reasons is because they allow people to import lists. And so, the thing with email host services is that you end up being lumped in with everyone else that is on that service in terms of your reputation. And getting your email delivered someplace like people have subscribed to you, and they're going to subscribe, and they're going to have accounts at Gmail and every other account out there. Well, when you hit the send button, Gmail is looking at that email coming in, and if you're hosted at Aweber, they might score you one way, and if you're hosted at a different service, they might score you a different way. And in general, Aweber is squeaky clean in terms of who they allow on their service. And so now you're lumped in with the squeaky clean people as opposed to maybe some other services aren't as squeaky clean. So that was, I know I breezed over that pretty quick, but the deal is you have to, when you're looking at a service, you have to look at their long-term reputation. And, iContact, Constant Contact, I haven't used them. There's a bunch of other ones you can use. If you're using them, that's great. The one I feel best about is Aweber. Then there's Entreport. So this is a little different type of a tool. Because it does the list management similar to Aweber, but it also has a shopping cart and affiliate tracking and affiliate management built in. It's an extremely powerful tool. We started using it, it was over a year ago, and we do love it. The link is 6and7.com/Entreport. So the deal here is it is significantly more expensive than Aweber, but it does give you a lot more tools, a lot more capabilities, and you really are stepping up into a different type of service here where it's more of like an all-in-one deal for you. So I would definitely take a look at Entreport. It's probably not something when you're first starting out your business that you're going to use. But then once you get more sophisticated, especially when you have multiple lists, multiple products, it can be really, really powerful. Then One Shopping Cart. This is also like Entreport. It's got integrated list management. It's got a shopping cart. It's got affiliate management. It's not as sophisticated as Entreport, especially in what you can do with your email and your different email follow-ups. And it's just a whole different class. It's much simpler. It is much less expensive, and it's easier to use. Not a huge fan of their list management service. They've had problems in the past getting delivered, not getting sent to the spam folder. They also are a lot slower than Aweber. So you hit send and it can take a long time to send out your email. So if I was going to use One Shopping Cart, I would probably use it in tandem with Aweber. So I would use Aweber for the list management, and I would use One Shopping Cart for the shopping cart and the affiliate management. Infusionsoft, very similar to Entreport, similar pricing to Entreport. I've personally never used it. I know a lot of people that do. A lot of people, it comes down to trying to decide between Entreport and Infusionsoft, and there's a bit of an arms race between those two in terms of different features and different support and different pricing. I'd definitely take a look at both of those if I was going to go for that full-out pro solution. Again, Infusionsoft, like Entreport, wouldn't be something that you get when you're first starting out. And you can get there at 6and7.com/Infusionsoft. And then there are Synergix. This is a standalone shopping cart. I've used this one for years as my shopping cart. It's not the most sophisticated in terms of features, but it is a very, very solid shopping cart. And Paul Galloway, who's the developer there, he just provides really, really good support. I've been using them for more than a decade. So 6and7.com/Synergix. So those are some of the tools that I use for list management and affiliate management. The other thing, Synergix will also do your affiliate management for you. So for most of my stuff, what I use is Synergix for the shopping cart and affiliate management, and then Aweber for my email list. Now, I will tell you, Synergix is, it's probably not a great newbie solution because it does go on your website, and Paul Galloway will install it for you. But then, there is some maintenance that's going to be involved. There's probably not maintenance, but it's just not all plug and play the way some of these other ones are. So those are the tools that I've been using for years, or other ones that are in the market that are highly recommended. So again, Aweber, huge fan. Entreport, big fan. One Shopping Cart is a great place to start out, and Infusionsoft, another strong contender there.